Alright, 14 tiers down, one final tier to go to win this brand new McLaren Solus GT. So here we go. The car is worth some 1100 gold, so if you can snatch one at about half the cost for the upgrades, right? 520 gold is what it costed me to meet the PR requirement of 97.3 that we see here. I think it's worth the investment. It is a nice car. So let's get going here. We'll start with speed records, sure. At the new Sebring International Raceway, we're doing the full Grand Prix circuit lap. And let's find out. The target speed is going to be 323 kph. Most likely we'll have to hit that on the back straight. So, all right. So the earlier sector of the track, really, we're not gonna hit the target. So don't worry about trying to hit that speed, at least not with the minimum PR that we're running with, which is exactly 97.3. 3 upgrades across the board, right? Alright, so yeah, pretty decent handling, right? At least you would hope, at the cost that the amount of gold it costs, right? It's a little wide there. I probably could have hugged the inside a little bit tighter. But anyway. Yep. Little off-track excursion there. That's better. But as I said, this earlier sector of the circuit, really, we're not going to get anywhere near the target that we need to hit. So it all comes down to this one final bit. Alright, that was a little messy, since I clipped the inside of that corner entering the final straight. So 323, do we have what it takes? Yes, sure does. Barely. Good enough. 324. We had to go slightly off track, but that was only after we hit the mark. So if I didn't mess up the entry, we probably could have stayed on track the whole time. But the important thing is we are through. Alright, so yeah, the speed record or speed snap, right? The speed events are generally the one that could pose a little bit of trouble if you don't bot train. And when you see bots like Stay Frosty, Mysore Man at the top of your grid, you know you didn't really bot train, certainly not as aggressively as you can. So yeah, those are the top flag bots. And in the past, we've had some events, some of these limited events where if you don't bot train, or sometimes even you do bot train, you might come across some flag bots that has impossible speed that you have to hit. This wasn't the case, thankfully. So, all right, moving on, head to head. Hockenheim Grand Prix. It's gonna be a single lap. This one not as long, right? And Speedy Parkins is gonna be our opponent. So should be a pretty straightforward affair on this one. Speedy with the alternative official livery. And we're off to the races. All right. And where are we at? Should we chase behind? Should we overtake? We can make our move. There we go. And brake near that left side banner. There we go. Lost the position, but we'll regain it. There we go, and we should be able to keep the lead from here on out. Since a little bit harder to make overtakes. At least bots do have a harder time. So things get a little bit narrower, right? And a little bit more curvy. Bots generally struggle on the corners. Straights there isn't much to struggle. So... and... there you go. Just trying to get the tail to come around, but too much grip, if there's such a thing. Well, in this case, there's just enough to keep it from letting me finish sideways there. But more importantly, we're through with another gold trophy win. All right. And takes out another 4 service bars or so, which is perfectly fine since we only have one more cup race to finish to complete the final tier of this limited series. So let's see, what's the skipping cost at this point? 190 gold, that's expensive. All right, well, let's do it. PR 97.3 required for the 7-lap Cup S Suzuka Grand Prix. Of course, just to recap, get the 3 upgrades every category for the cost of 520 gold and like 2.25 million racing dollars. Yes, this is a racing dollar car. You should be able to pull this off. And then, yeah, 7 laps at Suzuka. That is gonna pay out relatively handsomely. So we'll hire some of our crew. I'll probably throw the car in for service afterwards anyway, so no Eric can wait. So here we go for the win. And yeah, Suzuka is a good circuit to test out this car. And we got 7 laps, so plenty of chance, right? And yeah, the unfortunate part about this car, well, limited series is pretty straightforward, right? One car, same cars in the grid, regardless of what type of racing, what type of car you're racing, right? However, the bonus series this car is featured in is a single car bonus series, which is always very disappointing because we ran through this entire limited series featuring a single car, and we get to start a new series upon winning the car, all featuring the same car. Missed opportunity. Come on, we could have paired this one up with, I don't know, what would be a good car for this one to get paired up with? Maybe a couple of other McLarens, or I don't know. There's gotta be other comparable PR cars that we could put this up against, right? So, I mean, we got some fast Ferraris, FXXK Evo maybe. I know, like, if it's similar PR, I think it warrants putting them in the same series, at least to add some variety. Because these single car bonus series that's gonna be unlocked upon winning it, it's just, you know, disappointing. So anyway, as is, I feel like the developers are recycling a lot of the events, like some of the, I mean, like track day events and race day events, special events, those I get it, they're the same thing. They've always been, but the limited series in the past, they have thrown us some, at least some variety, but it seems like they have changed their standard procedure for approaching rerun of limited series as essentially rerunning the same exact limited series, which is kind of unfortunate. For some of the older cars, it would be nice to include the new track, right? Since older cars never get to race on a new track. So if you're reintroducing the same car in the game again, why not let us race at a new track a little bit more? Or new tracks, depending on the car. Alright, P6. There we go. And climbing up the grid. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's a pretty fast grid, isn't it? P5 at the end of lap 2, it seems like. And we're gonna start catching up to the top of the grid in the lap coming up here. Lap 3, that is. So not quite halfway through the race. So the pace is good. Looks like we got a couple. They're in couple. And we'll crash into their dance party here. Sneaking in the middle. P4. And there is the leading couple right up ahead. We got the visual confirmation, which is always nice. When you don't see them at all, it's always kind of like, okay, how's my pace, right? You always have to kind of question, like, am I driving too slow? Do I need to push harder? In this case, I think the pace is suitable. So I think if we keep doing what we've been doing, I think we can catch up and take the win. Consistency, right? There we go. The usual braking point. Nothing terribly specific. All right. And lap 4, we are now on the sort of getting into the second half of the race, but we're closing the gap. We're at a good pace. Yep. There we go, Maestro man. And the leader of the pack, Stay Frosty. And I'll try to keep it clean. And approaching hairpin. Could I have braked later? Maybe. But as I said, the pace is good, so I don't have to overdo it and potentially make a fatal mistake. Because these bots are running at a pretty good pace too. So I suppose if you want more extra excitement, you could take some chances. But I just wanna. This is a final tier of a 15-tier limited series. I just want to get it done and over with and get the car in my garage. So here we go. Lap 5, minute 26 lap was lap 4. So let's clock ourselves, shall we? See what we can get. We got some beginning to see lapping cars. The slow part of the grid, the tail end. But when you have this many laps, you're bound to come across some. The straddlers, right? So what was my lap time? Minute 28? Something like that? Minute 26, minute 28? So I think it was minute 28. Short-term memory loss. Terrible at remembering those numbers. Pushing a little bit deeper. I think I could still push a little bit harder. Now that we are establishing a sizable lead at this point. Nice. Oop, stay on track. All right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, minute 26. All right, can we beat minute 26 now? That's even better. I like it. And now we're gonna be overtaking 2 at once. All right. I guess lapping 2 cars at once. All right. Sector 1, 27 seconds and change. All right. So at that pace, I think I should be able to beat minute 26, right? Of course, this hairpin sector always takes a little bit longer. So let's see where we come out. 53, 54. It's going to take longer than that, because it's on the other side of the parabolica here. 58 and change. All right. Can we improve on the final sector? Let's stay on track this time. Thank you very much. All right. 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, minute 25 and change. That's a good pace. And overtaking on the outside. A little bit of coasting, but I think the pace was pretty good. Especially when you're going out on the outside like that. Nice to keep the car just kind of easily coasting through. All right. All right, I have a good feeling about this final lap. It feels good. Let's see. We had like what, 57 seconds on sector 2. So let's see. Okay, maybe it's gonna be about the same. It felt pretty good. It felt faster, but maybe clock disagrees. All right, well, let's see. Do we get under minute 26? That's gonna be hard unless I get enough help from... Oh yeah, minute 24. Helps to get a little bit of a... It's almost like we get DRS, right? No DRS in the game. That would be cool though. Especially if you have to operate the wings manually. Right. Anyway, a decent payout. There we go. It's like an 1800, yeah, or 18,000. Excuse me. 1800, that'll be rather minuscule. But there we go, the final cup. Not bad. All right. So took 10 minutes and 21 seconds for the final cup here. 7 laps around Suzuka. Minute 24, that was the last lap. That was the best lap. Yeah, felt good. So let's pick up this car, shall we? We'll throw it in for service. Costs about 2,000 racing dollars. 3-hour service time, the usual numbers. And once again, just to recap the recap, 520 gold to meet the PR requirement. 21 gold, 21 upgrades total, right? 3 upgrades each category, 7 categories total. All right, but that means we have some rewards to pick up, which includes the car itself, 2,000 victory points 20 additional gold and 80,000 racing dollars. So, all right. First, the car. Beautiful. Yeah, pretty unique look on this one, right? I cannot think of another McLaren that looks like this. I mean, Mazda, of course. I was gonna say Miata, not Miata. Ferrari, right? Kind of has this like unique look, like single seater, but obviously completely different class of cars. But yeah, very sharp looking, pretty cool. And the victory points, 2,000. Is that going to be enough to get me to the next reward tier? I think it should. Let's find out. Oh yeah, easily. All right, and it does unlock the new season and a new bonus series in Road Collections. A single car, as I mentioned, as I've been griping about, a single car bonus series called Hyperdrive. Will they ever revisit this bonus series that we're unlocking to add more cars in the future? I certainly hope so, but for as it stands at the moment, that's not the case. But anyway, there we go. 100% completion of the bonus, not bonus, limited series featuring Solus GT. So, where are you? There you are. All right, so final tier. Decent length race at the end. And yeah, it did take me more than 3 hours. So once the 3-hour instant service offer expired, I kind of took my time to get it done. But let's see, where are we with my rewards? The round hub rewards. Next tier is gonna be, I guess, gold. 25 extra gold for just a little bit of, yeah, okay. So good to know. I got some racing to do here, but we got motorsport dollar car events, which I already own them. So like, I just need to burn some motorsport dollars. We'll see where I decide to spend that, because otherwise right now any race earnings are gonna go to waste, and nobody wants that. So anyway, yeah, thanks for tagging along for the ride. And we'll catch you guys in the next one. Until then, take care.